What's going on, guys? This is This Entrepreneur here today with a new video. Today we're going to do a video that I got as a request a little while ago. I'm probably going to do more of these, but this is the first one. This is going to be overpriced fragrances and their cheaper counterparts. So as I'm sure you're familiar with, there are a lot of fragrances in this community that seem like they're overpriced. Maybe they cost $200 or $300, but you hear about an alternative that's $20 or $30. Today I'm going to talk about some of these overpriced fragrances and some of the cheaper alternatives that I do endorse myself. So without further ado, we're going to kick this list off with probably my favorite on this list. This is one of the most popular ones on this list for sure. This one is it's green, it's fresh, it's clean. If that didn't give it away, the expensive fragrance that I think that this does a good job of taking off is Chez Bond. This fragrance is Très Nuit from Armaf. So this one gets compared to both Bond No. 9 Chez Bond as well as Green Irish Tweed from Creed. I chose not to say Green Irish Tweed for this one because I think this is a lot closer to Chez Bond to me. Green Irish Tweed is more natural smelling. It actually does kind of smell like the countryside. It's just better. It smells a lot better, but this one has that same kind of sporty, fresh spiciness that Chez Bond does as well. So I personally think this is much closer to Chez Bond. I've said it in the past, I think this is 99% Chez Bond. I don't see a reason to buy it. In my opinion, it's very overpriced. Très Nuit is an awesome, awesome alternative, even for Green Irish Tweed as well. If you don't care about the 5 or 10% difference with this and Green Irish Tweed, then this is a great option to go for. In my opinion, it is closer to Chez Bond though, and for that reason, the expensive fragrance here is Chez Bond, and the alternative from Armaf is Très Nuit. Next up on this list, who would I be if I didn't mention this? This is definitely the most versatile fragrance in my collection. That's because it doesn't really smell much like a fragrance. If that doesn't give it away, it's probably one of the best soapy fragrances ever. The expensive fragrance, or fragrances, that I'm talking about here are any of the expensive soapy ones like Creed Original Vetiver or Tom Ford Neroli Portofino, and the cheaper alternatives from Mugler, and it is Mugler Cologne. So, Mugler Cologne smells like soap. There might be a little bit more depth, there might be a little bit classier ingredients in those two fragrances that I just mentioned. This is, for a very, very small fraction of the price, 95 to 99% as good as those two. The differences are so minuscule, I can't see ponying up the cash for either of those two. This is very, very close, and this is very, very good. Super easy to wear. Mugler Cologne, one of the all-stars, my work scent of choice. So the overpriced expensive fragrances for this one are Neroli Portofino from Tom Ford and Creed Original Vetiver. The cheaper alternative is Mugler Cologne. So we just did one where there were two expensive fragrances. Now we're gonna do one where there's two alternatives. So the next expensive, overpriced fragrance, in my opinion, is from Bond No. 9, and it is New Harlem. And the two alternatives are Rochat Man from Rochat, and I just have a decan of this one, but this is another one from Mugler, and it's called Pure Tonka. New Harlem gets called pancakes, kind of smells like coffee a bit. You know, it smells good, it smells sweet, it's a good club bomb type scent, but to me, both of these are better and easier to enjoy. First on Rochat Man, this smells more like a cappuccino versus the breakfast scent that you get from New Harlem. In my opinion, there's more lavender, there's more vanilla in this one. It's really good. And it's about 1/10 of the price of New Harlem's. Really amazing deal for Rochat Man, in my opinion. Now, Pure Tonka is an interesting one because as soon as I smelt it, I thought, wow, that smells really close to New Harlem. I tried the two of them side by side. I think this is better. The quality is pretty much the exact same. You might have that very small 1 to 5% difference in New Harlem. But what this one does is it adds this Tonka chocolate note as well, in addition to that traditional New Harlem smell, and it's really, really good. It smells awesome. Like I said, I like this better. I like them both better than New Harlem, to be perfectly honest. But if you're looking for something that's pretty much the same quality and about half or even less than half of the price, Mugler Pure Tonka is the way to go. It's amazing. I haven't talked about it much up till now, but it deserves so much more attention, and as an alternative to New Harlem, it's really amazing. So, the expensive, overpriced fragrance is from Bond number 9 again, and it's New Harlem. And the cheaper alternatives are from Rochat, we've got Rochat Man, and from Mugler Pure Tonka. Okay, we've got one more to talk about today, and it's gonna seem like I'm picking on some houses here, but what can you do? This is, this next overpriced scent is from Tom Ford. I love Tom Ford private blend fragrances. This one smells fantastic, but it lasts for like 2 hours on my skin, so that's just no good. This alternative, however, lasts for 3 or 4 times that, smells just as good or better, and is way cheaper. What is it? Alright, well, the Tom Ford Private Blend is Mandarino di Amalfi, and the alternative from Alexandria Fragrances is called Citrus Splash. So, this smells kind of like a fresh, citrus, beachy type scent. You're gonna get a slight suntan lotion vibe. Mandarino di Amalfi smells amazing. I would buy it if it lasted at least 4 hours on my skin, but I get 2 hours longevity. Especially when you're asking $200 to $300 for a 50 milliliter, that is pathetic, in my opinion. I wish it lasted longer, it doesn't. So anyway, I've heard about this clone house called Alexandria, and they've got a clone of Mandarino di Amalfi. I did a first impressions of these. That'll be up there if you want to check it out and see my live first impressions, what I thought of Citrus Splash. This is really, really good. This is so close to Mandarino di Amalfi. I do think Mandarino di Amalfi is a bit richer. It smells a little bit higher quality just for the first hour. After that, I like this one more, this Citrus Splash, because it's got more of an oceany, aquatic smell than Mandarino di Amalfi does. And in addition to being better than Mandarino di Amalfi smell for most of the fragrance, this doesn't last 2 hours. I've been getting about 6 to 8 off of Citrus Splash, which is unreal when you compare it to Mandarino di Amalfi. Factor in that it's about a third or a fourth or even a fifth of the price. This is amazing. This is unreal, and it is a must try if you're a lover of Tom Ford Mandarino di Amalfi like I am, but it doesn't last on you and you're not keen on the price. So that being said, the expensive, overpriced fragrance is from Tom Ford Private Blend again, and it is Mandarino di Amalfi, and the inexpensive alternative is from Alexandria Fragrances, and it's called Citrus Splash. Well guys, that's been my video. What do you think of my 4 or 5, or I don't even know how you count those, but what do you think of my picks? Are they all overpriced, and are these all better alternatives like I think they are? Also, what are some of the ones that you think are overpriced and have some cheaper alternatives? Like I said, this is just the first of these videos that I plan on doing. As I get more of these cheaper alternatives in my collection, as I smell more of them, I have every intention of doing more of these in the future. If you would have any fragrances that you could recommend for me to check out as alternatives for expensive fragrances, that would be highly appreciated, and I'll definitely will. So look forward to part 2, potentially part 3. Who knows how far we'll take this series, but look out for those new videos coming in the next few months. Guys, this has been The Scentrepreneur. If you enjoyed this video and haven't done so already, I would encourage you to please subscribe down below to my YouTube channel. There's new fragrance content coming out all the time. Also, if you had fun with this video, I would encourage you to toss it a big thumbs up down below as well. That'd be amazing. Also, if seeing more of me appeals to you, my Snapchat is down there in the description. Also, if you want to see as soon as I pop out a new video, go ahead and hit that bell icon to get notifications. Sometimes when you look at fragrances like these and how expensive some of them are, and how cheap their alternatives are that smell almost identical, or in some cases, to me, better, it's pretty gross to think about that and the markups in the perfume industry. Anyway, don't want to get into that, but guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Have an awesome day.